Okay, so we are now pretty much halfway there with this game because we have now done 11 of the 21 tickets. And now we can move onwards to ticket number 12 and event number 32, which is called Hold Sway, where the venue we are heading to is Sidewinder Gulch, and the vehicle we need to drive for this event is a big rig, which certainly makes a tremendous difference from what I was driving at the mud pool, or using at the mud pool I should say, because I just literally had no grip whatsoever when there was a big rig in that race. It felt like I was clearly outmatched until I got in the mud, but that was what I had to do. So I've used all three of these big rigs up to this point, and now I think I'm going to move on to the fourth one that is available to me, and apparently that is called the Nord Viking. Whilst I'm still trying to clear the unclearable. So, got some interesting paint schemes here. Hoffman. Almost like Dustin Hoffman. Anyways. Yeah, why not? Let's just go with this one. Sidewinder Gulch is a big mother of a track. There is something in there for everyone. You just gotta look for it. Well, at least I can say when I'm down in the mud I'll have a much easier time in terms of overall handling of the course itself, because when I was doing that race at the mud pool, I just had no grip whatsoever. But again, with this, I can say I've got a lot more grip now than I did in that race. And it appears as though we've got some racing trucks with a couple of rally cars, which makes for some interesting variety. And scoring errors continuing to show themselves here at Sidewinder Gulch, as of which I have noticed scoring errors are actually quite common in this game at one point or another. Even though nowadays, of course, scoring errors are not commonplace because ultimately... Oh, okay. I did not expect the leaders to just immediately wreck each other. That was amazing. Especially considering I am now up into 4th position. Well, at least it proves I can easily wreck these guys because of how much bigger I am compared to everyone else. So, for once in this instance, I'm not the midget, because I'm actually in the vehicle itself, compared to prior results I've had where I've been racing against a big rig. And it is fair to say this thing has definitely got versatility. Because this thing handles really good at mud. And that's exactly where I think the overall advantage is. And had to move someone out of the way there. Thankfully I did not have to wreck him to do that. Although then again, of course, once you get offline with this thing in the mud section, it's not very easy to get yourself back on the racing line. Even then, of course, if that means you're using the low line. So, leading to begin lap 2, and ultimately just constantly being hounded, and looks as though someone just paid the price as a result of trying to wreck me. They probably didn't know I was going to wreck them first anyway, because obviously there's a huge difference in size. And it's probably fair to say this is easily a much more relaxed run compared to what I had, of course, with the compared, of course, to what I had with the oh god, what was I used? But yeah, you probably know what I mean. And to those of you who are veterans of this game, you probably know very well that when it comes to courses that have a lot of mud, then you know very well it's usually the heavier things that have more handling and versatility. Even then, of course, if they lack overall acceleration. And not even going to try and cut up there because I know that will just slow me down. The mud is clearly the place to be for this one part of the course. And apparently that's already coming to fruition as it currently stands. And up to the lead I go. Someone just wrecked behind me, as I would have anticipated them to do. And at the moment, I would say this race is actually going pretty well, in spite of everything that's happened in this race up to this point. And there goes another one, so it's pretty clear to say this is very much a race of survival. The way it currently stands, it is very much a race of survival, is what me thinks. And up to 3rd position now, so slowly closing in on the leaders. I may not have the overall acceleration or speed, but I do have the handling, and that's pretty much what's been keeping me in this race for so long. And why I've been able to hold out for much longer than I thought I was going to. Yeah, we are driving this thing with a big ass. All I have to do now is just limit the mistakes, and then maybe... Yeah, okay, that wasn't going to happen. I was just waiting for that to emerge. But we've still got quite a distance to go on this lap, so it's not over yet, I don't think. I just need to avoid making the same mistake again, and maybe I'll be alright. But I only say maybe because I know precisely how unpredictable this game really is. And in the short space of dipping down to the mud, I'm now up into the lead, as I would have anticipated. It's just a matter of knowing if I can survive the rest of the lap. Then once I've done that, I can effectively survive this. And there we go. So it took me a second attempt to get the win, but fortunately in the end I was able to get this thing over to victory lane, because I knew very well I would have a stronger shot of victory by using a big rig than I would by using a motorcycle, because as you can see, this thing has a lot more grip in the mud. And it's clear to say the mud is basically the big rig's natural habitat, I guess you could say that. More or less. Whatever. Well, at least I can see everyone else wrapped behind me. Yeah, it would be nice if I could actually get out of the wall. Yeah, I don't think I am going to. Anyways, I think that should do it for the thumbnail evidence. So, in the end, I won that race by, again, 3.5 tenths over Svoboda, and then it was Revs Redoubt who finished in 3rd position. Then in 4th position was Zavorsky, followed by Fitz. Then we had Stitch ahead of Dread. Forley finished in 8th ahead of Evil Wench, and Scully finished in 10th. And the remaining 3 were Henry T. Pops ahead of Chloe Macker, and Laura Gibbons finished in last. We live to fight another day, I suppose is what you could say. And we've unlocked another ticket, and that is our first event on ticket number 12, now done and dusted. And the next event we are doing, yes, we are Rally. Coming up next.